Hello, my lovelies. I pray and hope everyone's doing well after yesterday's reading. I'm really not. I don't feel good at all. I'm very shaky. I really didn't want to read, but I wanted to connect with my tribe because I just am not feeling well at all. I feel like I'm picking up a lot of negative energy from my twin, and we are not in a good spot right now. So I am lighting candles. I'm lighting the shit out of everything. So we've got candles here. I've got my sage burning. I'm just trying to clear this negative energy. Couple of things when I started doing some research, finding out where the moon is, the planets, and what's going on. And we have a new moon that's coming into Taurus. We have Cinco de Mayo on the 5th this weekend. And then on the evening of Cinco de Mayo, we're just on the 5th, beginning on the 6th, we have Ramadan. So we've got some things going on spiritually, in the planets, in the collective consciousness, and definitely with the twins. So also in the planets, we have Mars is in Gemini, and Mars is the planet of war. So I feel like it being in Gemini, it's the lovers. So there's some real wars going on with the masculine and the feminine. Pluto and Saturn are both in Capricorn, and they are both retrograde until Saturn until the September the 17th, and Pluto until the 2nd of October. And we have Venus in Aries right now, so geez. That's why I guess I'm being called, because I just don't know from moment to moment what is going to go on in this connection. And you know, we're all doing this for the first time. We've never met ourselves before in another body. This is all new territory. So, like I said, I'm not feeling good. Yeah, I've got the 9 of air here. And again, my lights, I change positions. I usually sit here and it's not the greatest light. So, maybe we'll do this. Okay, so that's kind of the theme right now. Is that I feel that the feminines are being attacked, and let me spray my essential oils. It's got patchouli in it, thieves, kinds of balance. Okay, so I've got my rose quartz here. Trust me, I'm trying to just get through this difficult time. So let's get started on, we're going to read what's going on with the masculine, because I feel like we're feeling their dark stuff coming out. Take 1 step forward and 2 steps back. You've got 4 here, so that was meant to be. Okay. Bottom of the deck is on track, and it's the 1 of scrolls, which is the Ace of Swords. And I haven't read for me personally. I don't really like to read for me personally. You should get my messages other ways anyway, so it's not necessary. But I don't like the energy, and I don't like the way I'm feeling. And you guys know this is always improv. So cards come out the way they're supposed to. Okay, you have giving and receiving. So there's some kind of, yeah, I'm getting, there's some kind of, where we're feeling them and they're feeling us. This giving and receiving is a 6. 6 is community. It's community love. It's community. It's love. It's still the love card. So I feel like we're being called to like delve a little deeper. The way these cards are coming out. Don't ask me. We have Angel. Okay, we have Buddha in the background here. Thank God for Buddha. He's like my calm guy whenever I'm feeling really anxious. Turn him on. He turns me on. Listen to the water and just watch him. He's just meditating. And we have the devil at the bottom of this deck. So we're going to use my new chrysalis cards for, got the hunter here. My new chrysalis cards for some clarification. And they work on a different system, I've been told, so a lot of readers don't use this deck. But I was really drawn to them, and they were working really well for me. Okay, let's go. Wow, okay. Wow, I just want to cry. I mean, I cannot get over. Uh-oh, these cards. I can already tell this is going to be a crazy reading. Let me just get ready here, because I feel like I have a lot. I'm going to have a lot to read and a lot to say. And I've been keeping my readings really short, just kind of get to the point so you can just get through your day. But my throat chakra's been very blocked, and that is telling me that I have a lot more to say, and I need to say it not just for you guys, but for myself, for us all to get through this difficult time. Saturn being in retrograde, that is the planet of karma. And it is going to be in retrograde until September 17th, which means we have May, June, July, August, September. We have 5 is challenges and changes. We have 5 months. That's literally where we're stopped. And retrograde's almost like it feels like it's going backwards because all the planets are going forward. So we are forced to go back, dig deep into our psyche and figure out the devil, the dark side of the moon, dark side of our emotions, what is holding us back. At the King of Cups here, and wow, it's on the bottom of the deck. Love these cards. Some real deep emotional decisions that have to be made. And the first three cards that came out is the Ace of Fire, the Two of Earth, and I always think of this as my twin flame card, because it's like God is holding the twin flames. They're together. They've never been separate, only in physical bodies. But the green is the heart. The heart chakra. And it is the path. Fours are paths. It's a passionate path, but it's also a fiery path. And she's standing in this circle, almost like a ceremonial circle, and the candles that she's lit are those Mexican candles that I have lit right now. We've got, and I always have Jesus out here first. I have Jesus right now, and see, he's lit. I have Joseph. I'm sorry, this is St. Jude. And St. Jude is the patron saint of hopeless cases when children are sick. And then, of course, I have, I don't know where my Mary is. Oh, I have St. Jude out here twice. So that's kind of crazy. That tells me there's a need for St. Jude right now. So this is the path, because, you know, now that I see this, it's on track. This is what is supposed to be happening in the Akashic realm with the Queen of Roses. Okay? So, it feels brutal. It feels shaky. It's that snake coming out of the shell, but there's a fire in the back. It's like a fear, but it's also an instinctual thing. And if you notice in this one, only one of the twins is crying. And it's the one next to this snake, and the other one's very calm. And she's next to this very calm woman that is just, I really feel this is the feminine energy coming through here. There's always a meaning in every card. And this is clearly a woman. That she's in this ceremonial place where she's just, she's praying. She's meditating. She's getting her guidance from God, from Spirit. And she's just trying to stay in a calm state. See how these cards are. The baby that's not crying is next to the woman, next to the feminine. And in my last reading, I was saying about how the snake needs to shed its skin of those addictions. And this baby's crying. Again, it's telling me that this is a difficult task for them. But under this this Ace of Fire, which is also new passionate beginnings, we have this 10. This is the light of the world, and I always feel like this is my God card knocking on the door. the guy inside, he's nice and warm and cozy. He's got this cat, but he's looking down at the cat, and the cat's looking somewhere else. You know, cats see spirits. So it's almost like he's looking down at the cat like, what do you see? What are you thinking? And the cat almost knows that God is standing outside before he even knocks on the door. But in some way, the man was drawn to look at the cat and bend his ear in the direction that the knock is going to be coming. So he's like aware. And then we have the muse next to that. And to me, that's telling me that the feminine is his muse. She is what draws him towards the divine. And through her, he feels he can change. Because next to that, we have the Ark of the Covenant, and that is the twin flame contract. It's at 11. It's the path. It's Libra. It's justice. It's accepting the truth. It's taking responsibility for your choices. It's getting what you deserve. It's balance. And then next to that is the 7, the ascent, the getting to the top of the mountain. This is very clear. Talked about this in another reading. That when you're climbing up the mountain or you're near the bottom, you can't see anything. When you're climbing up, it's hard work, but when you get to the top is when you can see everything. Should my volume's turned up? Yes, it is. You can see things clearly. You can't see everything, but you have a better view than you did when you were at the bottom. And whether the divine feminine or the divine masculine like it or not, this is destined. It is out of your hands. There's only so much that you can do without your parent when you're a child. See these two babies? They can't walk on their own. They can't work. They can't buy groceries. They cannot survive without the father. Cannot survive. And though they can't see what the father sees because they're facing the other direction. So they're seeing what's behind them, not what's in the future. That is what God sees. And he's standing there in front of food. He knows the food. He knows what to feed the children and when to feed the children. It is not the children that feed the father. It is the father that feeds the children. Right below this 5, right below this light of the world, which is God knocking on the door to the masculine, is this 5, and the 5's are challenges and it changes. So change the focus from a challenge to a change. Not, this challenges me, I can't do it, or I'm going to have a difficult time doing it. You have the light of the world. You have help. God's standing right outside your door with an illuminated light. So change the focus from the challenge to the change. Because change is change. Some change you cannot. You're going to have to accept. And below that is the father. See, again, we've got a father figure here with the child in his lap, looking up at the stars, creating and supporting life, positive guiding light with a tribal unit, being the cosmos. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. That's the abundance that you receive when you are guided by the higher ascended masters, the Father, Christ consciousness. Follow, you either are for and support life, or you are for and against life. There's no gray area. So you have to choose a path. You cannot put your energy into things. You cannot serve two masters properly. You have to serve one. And that would be your father. There's an opportunity here for the path. Opportunity for structures and foundations, boundaries and sacred spaces. The world is behind you. The cosmos are in front of you. It's an infinity sign. It's infinite. Cosmos are infinite. So, and the opportunity is to be a good Samaritan, to be helpful, to refine your capacity to help those who you would prefer to ignore. So maybe you prefer to ignore, and the King of Pentacles is here. This is a masculine. You prefer to ignore certain things on your spiritual path for challenging and being a better person. Stepping up. Helping those in needs with no expectation in return. No conditions. Which is a difficult thing for the masculine because we have this base chakra here, which is a very masculine energy, and it flows in one direction, one way. So, and having 11 up here, the Ark of the Covenant, and this one, it's like this difficult path of this new beginning, and you're stuck between the spiritual side of it and getting what you want with the sun, because you are becoming a miser, hoarding money, hoarding emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. So there's a fear there of losing what you've acquired materialistically, but not spiritually. And you're going to have to travel back to your nature of being a child as you climb this mountain of ascension. Because you have a hard time believing. But it is by not having that clarity of belief. Wow, this is crazy. By not having that clarity of belief, it's caused this mental anguish that you've put upon yourself. Or that you feel was done to you and you refuse. These are old and new wounds. These are wounds of others and wounds of yourself. And you're being held back until you master getting out of this mental state. That's where you are. There's no clarity. You believe you hold all the keys, and that is the death. That is what's holding you back. You're manifested in your mind that your mind comes before your spirit. And that is where these Papa Legba, which is strength. But he's like this voodoo guy. And he's sitting on this path with the candles. Like he's blocking the way. And yeah, it's an 11. It's the scales of justice. So Papa Legba is blocking the way until the lesson. Right, and we have Merlin. He's the hero. He's the zero. He is, zero is the fool. It's childlike purity. But it's also the eternal womb. And, turn on the light. The eternal womb. And where everything is, it's the 0 point, where everything is manifested. For manifestation, for the Magician card, is the 0 point. Light up a little bit. Okay, look, I have every light on in here. It's the 0 point, so it has the capacity to start out at 0 and head off in another direction. And that's going to be this transition because we've got the Death card here. So we have Merlin, the 0, and the Death card. Scorpio, it's water, it's the old has to die. It's endings, it's beginnings, it's true transformation. And also accepting change. One door closes, the other one opens. So this is the 0 point. So they're being selfish, but they act innocent in misleading others. Right, we have 6 of stones, which is 6 is like community love. It's also like roots of love. It's a balance, to productive energies coming together. And then we have the 7 of mirrors and the lovers. And again, this relationship hasn't grown roots. We have the 7 of mirrors here. And see the mirror in the background is, sorry about that. The mirror in the background is broken. And she would have to know it's there. Because it's one of the biggest mirrors. When she walked in the room and sat down, she would have to see her reflection in it and know that it was cracked, it was broken. And she's weaving something, and I don't know if it's something she's going to wear, but she's definitely trying to create something. And the other mirrors around her are not cracked. So, and then she's got this jewel on her third eye. So I feel like she knows this relationship has not really grown roots, but she keeps it. And she continues to just do what she needs to do, and prays that it will all work out. Because she loves this person. Got the sun and the moon here with the lovers, and the sun is nothing like the moon. The moon is nothing like the sun, but yet the two live harmoniously together. You look at these lovers card. So and then we have the 8 of stones. And that is like a new start with, or I shouldn't say a new start, because life is a cycle. So it's these tools that will be gained in holding on to something important and sacred, and waiting for the new tools to get through the working on the roots of the relationship. Oh, and then we have the Star card. It's a cosmic thing, but it's also this feminine, this nurturing feminine energy that's here now. And I'm getting it's going to come from the moon. So that's the Hierophant. That's the Hierophant. That's Taurus. That's respect. That's tradition. That's rules. That's ceremony. And it's also studying higher knowledge. So she, the feminine, as she gains new tools in this spiritual journey, she is gaining more tools, more downloads, more things that she can use spiritually to navigate through this relationship, and then she can pass it on to the masculine in many other ways. There's all these horses down here. They seem like very masculine, and they're just waiting for like the next. They remind me of the horses. It's representative of the four elements, the four, east, west, south, and north. And it's also the horses in the knights in the tarot. One comes, they all come with something different: passion, a cup, a sword, and a wand. And I just feel like, and that is it. Those are the elements. Those are the elemental necessary tools for navigating through any relationship, because those are the elements of the personas, the different parts of the psyche, and they come in pairs. So, oh Lord, I just don't know. So it's just navigating through this, but knowing that they are being stopped. Just like stop. Like they are here. They are out on this boat by themselves. It's just them and the divine. And Papa Legba is standing guard to the spiritual realm. I want to read him, because he is he's the Libra, he's the balance, right? Okay, inner strength too. So yeah, he's inner strength. So he is he's guarding this. Papa Legba whiles away his time on a stone wall in the middle of the 22 major arcana. He stands between you and destiny's pathway higher up on the ridge. 2 candles, an unusual staff, and handy knapsack indicate he is the master of mystical gateway between your subconscious mind and the other world. Summoned by drumbeats and spiritual wakefulness, Papa navigates your chrysalis exploration of the unseen world. He reminds you that inner strength and self-control are required to attain higher consciousness. Papa draws attention to desires that may pose a conflict to a personal destiny and self-fulfillment, and we talked about this yesterday. The transformation energy of Papa Legba, depicted by the engraving on the rock wall, asks you to let go and surrender your ego to the guidance found in this reading. And this reading is saying, this is your path. This is the Ark of the Covenant. This is your path. New vitality and the base chakra. We have 1111 right here. Clear out your dang root chakra. Go to my playlist and choose the root chakra and do that one first. Blast that thing open and then do a full chakra clearing. And you will do some purging, but you cannot stay in this place. You cannot continue to hurt yourself and let others hurt you because you are too weak to stand up for yourself. You have protection. You have God. You need to pray to God because Papa Legba is not going to let you get by. He is ready. He is there. He's got everything he needs. He's even got a knapsack so he can eat. Long beard. He's not going anywhere. He hasn't been anywhere in a while. He is in your way. He is the chrysalis guide. He gets you from the caterpillar to the butterfly. You are in the chrysalis. Partly your fault, partly not. Just the way it is. So now you are forced to go through your awakening. You're not asked anymore. You're forced. So I'm going to pull some postcards from Spirit. And I suggest any twin feminine of the masculine that is holding the hand and spoon feeding the masculine just to stop. Just stop. He is in this with the father. She's got nothing to do with it. And Spirit is telling us for the feminine to engage more of her masculine energy to make sure that she is saying no to things that she does not want to manifest in her world. And fours are very Aries masculine energy. They're very assertive. They're leaders. So she needs to be very, and he's very fiery too in his convictions and the things that he manipulates about in his ego. This snake represents the ego part of the brain. There's two here. One's green, yellow, one's pink. So I feel like this one's for the feminine. This one's for masculine. So, but he's only halfway out. It was just a very cowardice move and manipulative move on his part. So let's read his. We have something exciting to share with you. You are a manifesting master and you don't even know it. See, he cannot manifest the same crap that he's been doing. This double crap. This right here. You are a manifesting master and you don't even know it. There will always be enough of everything, and I read this yesterday, that you need in your life: money, opportunities, love, kindness. So whatever you're asking guidance about, have faith and be open to the many ways in which you will experience prosperity. Spirit is the source of your supply. The universe is always reflecting back what you believe, so whenever you fall into insecurity, you will be shown an illusion as if your fear were real. But the truth is that the universe is abundant. You are and always have been enough, and abundance is your natural state. It's the natural order. If you can imagine something consistently as truth, you can and will create it. You are so on the right path now. Keep believing, then the seeing happens. Okay, so we have one for the feminine because we know she's a cross-watcher. You have a unique purpose and destiny that only you can fulfill. But first you need to know that destiny isn't a destination. You don't arrive at some special place where, poof, you're perfect and happy all the time. It's about establishing and firming up a commitment to a certain experience, whatever form that it takes. Your soul knows what you need to experience. Your destiny is to be present to all of life's adventures, to discover your talents and full potential through allowing inspiration to lead you, and to risk standing apart from the crowd. I see her standing apart here. She's on her own. Apart from the crowd to listen to your soul. You're special as much as you are also paradoxically one with the world, individual yet part of the great whole. Both truths have led you to this moment where we are saying you are on the right track. On track. Even if your ego self doesn't see that. Listen to your soul. Check in with spirit. Keep going. Oh my gosh, always likes to freeze on me. I suggest that the feminines just do as much as you can to work on your self-care. Take Epsom salt baths, detox heavy metals, and do some meditation, do some yoga, listen to water, go for a walk. Obviously pray, light candles, read, listen to positive music, clear out your chakras, and just keep going. Work on yourself, because when you're going through things and you really need to purge and rest, then do that. Because don't make yourself feel bad. I just got so much to do today. I can't really stop. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. But when you're going through anxious moments and you're feeling things that are coming up, need purging, you have to give your body, your mind, and your spirit some food for the soul. Eat good, eat healthy, sit outside, burn your sage, create that sacred space. Let's pull a goddess card. Create that sacred space that makes you feel good. Go to church. There are times when I'm feeling so bad, I go to church when no one's there. And I was raised Catholic, but I always go to a Catholic church because it's very holy. It's like the holiest church I've ever been in, and it's quiet. And we were taught at a very young age to be real respectful and quiet when we're in that holy place, and to be mindful of of being in that sacred space and respecting it and honoring it. And so when I go to the Catholic Church, I know it's always going to be quiet. And when I go in there and I kneel down right at the cross, no matter what Catholic church is, they're always so beautiful. All churches are. I feel that sense of being connected to Spirit, to God. And that's when I do my praying, for just give me messages, keep me on track. And so because I don't always get to go to church, and I do a lot, I go to a lot of different churches for messages. I get messages other ways, but I try and have created this sacred space so that I can do that. And my whole home is very sacred with my art, and most of my art is very, all of it is very spiritual. So please, Spirit, give us some guidance. Another day, I'm going to put up bright future. Stop worrying. Everything's going to be fine. So it's Lakshmi, and I believe I have her as my little pyrite. I'm not sure if this is her. And pyrite is for healers. It's a fool's gold. It's a protection for healers so they don't take on others' energy. And I'm not really sure. She's hand up. I think she's Lakshmi. I don't see the elephants. But anyway, if anybody knows, I don't know if you can see her. If anybody knows who she is, or she could be the yin and the yang goddess. I'm not sure. Please forgive me if I don't get that right. So anyway, I feel like we've gotten our guidance. I feel like we're going to have the angels around us, giving and receiving information to us. And Namaste. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I love you all. And let's stick together, because this is not an easy trail to blaze. I feel like the phoenix coming out of the fire. So I love you all, and until I speak with you again, Namaste.